Now that the election's out the way and we have a Labour government, what next for UK property prices? Are we going to see a boom or are we going to see them crashing down? That's what we're going to cover in this video, so stay tuned. Now, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. We're putting out 4 pieces of content a week. We're 71,000 subscribers strong. Now, I know from looking at our figures that 70% of you, 70% of all our viewers aren't subscribers. Now, smash that subscribe button, because the more of you subscribe, the more we can invest in more content for you guys to keep you educated and up to date on the latest goings on in the world of property. Now, I cut this short. I think there's going to be a little bit of a mini boom in the property market everywhere outside London. I think London will be a little bit flat, won't do too much, but outside of London there's going to be a bit of a mini boom, and here's why. Now, first of all, in the run-up to elections, the property market goes a little bit quiet. People don't like uncertainty. People like to see who gets in, and when they know whoever's in, then they know there's a bit more stability for the next 5 years. Now, the thing is, we've been on an election footing for a long time, pretty much since Boris Johnson was ousted. You know, we had the Liz Truss debacle.
I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
Then Rishi Sunak and all of that. It always looked as though a general election was imminent. And what that meant was many people saw that political uncertainty as a reason to put off buying and selling a property. And of course, that coupled with a period where interest rates were on the up. We've seen rising interest rates over the last couple of years. They've peaked now, and we know they're on their way down, but they are at a high point at a time when there's electoral uncertainty. And this can be seen from the listing figures. We know that new properties listed for sale this year are down on last year. So what does all that mean? Well, it means that there's pent-up demand in the system. All those people who are waiting for a little bit of certainty before they decide to move or buy a place or sell a place now have the green light to get on and do it. And traditionally, we've seen over the last 25 years that after any general election, there's always a mini boom in property prices simply for that reason. And there's more. This time round, we have inflation. We have inflation falling. It's falling to a level where it's bang on the 2% target. And that means there's room to cut these interest rates. Interest rates have peaked. They've stayed at 5.25%. I think they're waiting for the Fed to make the first move here. But all indicators are that in August, interest rates will notch down by 0.25%, and hopefully another cut by the end of the year of another 0.25%. And that will mark a significant change in direction. Remember, for the last couple of years, interest rates have just gone up, 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 up. They've stabilized, and August will see the first movement down. And that change of direction, plus the fact there's pent-up demand from all these delayed transactions, will mean that this will feed into a mini boom. I've talked about this in other videos. The new Labour government are introducing a 5% deposit scheme for first-time buyers. Now, this is likely going to be applicable to second-hand property as well as new property, which will mean there will be plenty of first-time buyers looking to take advantage of buying their first home. Now, of course, there's a massive shortage of homes to buy in the UK, and we are looking at many landlords looking to sell up for all sorts of different reasons. Many of the properties that landlords own are properties which are very, very attractive to first-time buyers. So coupled with the 5% first-time buyer kind of guarantee, this will mean that there should be a good market for those landlords looking to exit from part of their portfolios. Now, you've always got to consider the supply-demand equation. Yes, the government are talking big things about ripping up planning, red tape and building everywhere. They're talking about 1.5 million homes. That ain't going to happen anytime soon. That ain't going to happen tomorrow. There's still a massive shortage, and it's still going to take time to deliver those homes, if indeed they can. And even if they do remember that it's a socialist government, and a lot of these houses, they are expecting to be social housing. And that means they won't be available in the general market. So it doesn't mean that the government are going to want to build 1.5 million new homes. That's going to increase supply and mean that prices will be subdued. That's not going to happen from this program anytime soon. One of the problems in the UK housing market at the moment is that when interest rates fall, inflation is looking good, there's confidence because there's a new government and all the rest of it, and people want to buy. There aren't really a ready stock of properties available to buy. You know, in the UK, 35% of people own their own homes outright without any mortgage, and 63% of people with a mortgage have a loan to value of under 75%. What that means is that mortgage affordability is not a reason why tons of people are putting their properties on the market. And that is shown by the mortgage arrears figures. Mortgage arrears stand at only 1.2%. And what this means is that because demand far outstrips supply, that prices are likely to go in an upward direction. Now here's a thing that I haven't heard anyone else talk about, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Now it is estimated that for various reasons 160,000 rental properties will be sold by landlords over the next 12 months. Now here's the thing, as a general rule of thumb, tenanted properties tend to be over-occupied, owner-occupied properties tend to be under-occupied. Let me give you an example. Someone selling a family house which has been converted into a 5-bedroom HMO that previously housed 5 people. When it's picked up and sold on to an owner-occupier family, that might house just 2 adults and 1 kid. In general, rented properties tend to be over-occupied. Privately owned owner-occupied properties tend to be under-occupied. So as these 160,000 rental homes come onto the market, these are likely to be snapped up by owner-occupiers. You're going to see that there's going to be a whole bunch of people that need somewhere to go, that need homes to go to, because there's not a one-for-one correlation between the number of people in rented housing and the number of people that tend to be in the equivalent owner-occupied house. So that dynamic will further ensure that the supply-demand equation remains in favour of solid house prices. Now I've talked about this in another video. I don't think house price increases will necessarily apply to London. I think we'll see a twin track graph in terms of house price growth over the next 2 or 3 years, with a little bit of growth taking place, good growth taking place in all areas outside of London, but with London pretty much staying stagnant with minimal growth. So those are my predictions. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there anything I've missed? Let me know in the comments. Also, smash that subscribe button, like, and follow for a lot more videos like this in the coming weeks. The Baker Street Property Meet is the UK's largest and #1 property investors networking event. The property market is going through monumental change right now, and at Baker Street Property Meet we aim to keep you up to date with the latest tips and tricks and insider tactics to help you keep on top of your property investing game and succeed in these troubled economic times. The Baker Street Property Meet is fundamentally about networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And at Baker Street we aim to connect you with the people to make your property journey a monumental success. There's no better place to be to further your property investment journey than the Baker Street Property Meet. So make sure you're here, you're connecting with myself and Andrew Roberts, our expert guest speakers, and 300 passionate property people each and every month. See you at the next meet. Get your spot at bakerstreetpropertymeet.com.